Hello, I am Iman Abdulbaki, reporting for this chapter, Module 2, History of Computer Basic Computing Periods. Definition of computer. Computer is a programmable machine. Computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. Computer is a machine that manipulates data according to a list of instructions. Computer is any device which aids humans in performing various kinds of computations or calculation. So, yes, computer is very advantage for us nowadays for due to the pandemic, and also it is very helpful. So we use computers to access some accounts, to attend just to attend meetings, to attend classes from online since we are having this pandemic right now, and also computers help us communicate way more easier than before. So yes, those are the definitions of computers that I have read earlier, and also the importance why computer is very advantage for us. So I'm going to tell you about three principal characteristics of computer. First, it responds to a specific set of instructions in a well-defined manner. Second, it executes a pre-recorded list of instructions. And lastly, it can quickly store and retrieve large amount of data. So yes, now why is these three principles characteristics are very important for computer? It is because it is for us to understand well the computer. If you know computers very well, if you know how to use the computer very well, you understand it that well. So what are the characteristics mostly? So for my knowledge, computers of characteristics are word length, speed, storage, accuracy, versatility, and diligence, and also automation. Oh wait, I forgot the reliability. So yes, those are like the seven very important principles of the characteristics of the computer. So without those seven principles, we don't understand how to use or how to function the computer very well. So it takes time for us to understand. Yes, just like how the way we learn new things, it takes time. So also learning on a computer also takes time, but it's very easy to manipulate and also understand it as well. So yes, and then next I'm going to discuss with you as well the applications of ICT computers in our daily lives. So like I have tell you in the first one, in the definition of computer, we use computers for businesses, educations, or from attending from other kinds of meetings, attending school classes, okay, like that, online classes, works from home. So just like how I said to you, now this one I'm going to discuss how we use it in our daily life. So first, business. Almost every business uses computers nowadays. They can be employed to store and maintain accounts, personnel records, manage projects, track inventory, create presentations, and reports. They enable a communication with people both within and without the business using various technologies, including email. They can be used to promote the business and enable direct interaction with customers. So yes, business, we use computers for business. Well, mostly even with no pandemic, businesses are very advantaged to use computers to access quickly or a very faster way about some clients, accessing some accounts, and many more. So, well, based on my experience from my senior high, working in PRC before, so yes, we usually use computers in the office. Okay, so next, number 2 is education. Okay, computers can be used to give learners visual packages, interactive exercises, and remote learning, including tutoring over the internet. They can be used to access educational information from internet and internet sources or via ebooks. They can be used to maintain and monitor students' performance, including through to use the online examination as well as to create projects and assignments. So yes, due to the pandemic, we usually use online classes. We take modules from online, so computers are very advantage for us to use it as a student. Well, you can also do your module or your attending online classes from phone, but it's way more easier to use the computer or the laptop to access more quickly and also to finish quickly as well. So yes, that is why it's very advantage for us students right now that who is learning through online. And then next, number 3, healthcare. Okay, healthcare continues to be revolutionized by computers as digitized medical information, making it easier to store and access patient data. Complex information can also be analyzed by a software to aid discovery of diagnosis as well as search of risk of diseases. Computers control lab equipment, heart rate monitors, and blood pressure monitors. They enable doctors to have greater access to information on the latest drugs, as well as the ability to share information on diseases with other medical specialists. So yes, we use healthcare. Healthcare also uses computers or laptops to access the patient or to watch over the patient of their data or from their informations what they are having troubling in. For example, in hospital, they use computers, of course. They have not just computers like a normal computer or a laptop. They use a different computer, which is like a monitor. I'm not really sure. Blood pressure monitor, it counts as well. And yeah, mostly hospital, dental clinics. Okay, they use computers, different kinds of computers to access data from patients and to see what they are having troubling in and also what they could do. So it's way more easier for them to give more information to the patients. So next, number 4, retail and trade. Computers can be used to buy and sell products online. This enables sellers to reach a wider market with low overheads and buyers to compare prices, read reviews, and choose delivery processes. They can be used to direct trading and advertising too, using sites such as eBay, Craigslist, or local listing on social media or independent websites. So this is a very famous and common for us to use trade or retail app. Well, just like how we use Shopee or Lazada as an app to shop from online. Well, you can also shop from Facebook, from some sellers who are selling some products that you are really interested in or what you're looking for. So it's very common for nowadays, right, this day, due to the pandemic. And also not just for online sellers, but also call centers who are working from call centers. They use home buyers who also use this one, resell or trade, to get clients to buy and sell a house. So next, number 5, government. Various government departments use computers to improve the quality and efficiency of their services. Example, including city planning, law for enforcement, traffic and tourism. Computers can be used to store information, promote services, communicate internally and externally, as well as for routine administrative. Okay, yes. Okay, so government are also use computers to yes, to access their place. Okay, they access their place, what they did, what they call that, finish the project. Okay, if they have a project, if they finished it, they can enhance and or how to monitor their project well, to promote or to they call that, to yes, to trace very easily in how it is well cared from other people. So computers are very easy for us to, what do you call this, very easy for us to monitor something that is really planned and also done by our hands and their hands and money from the government. So next, number 6, marketing. Computers enable marketing campaigns to be more prices through the analysis and manipulation of data. They facilitate the creation of websites and promotional materials. They can be used to generate social media campaigns. They enable direct communication with customers through email and online chats. So yes, just same as the number 4, the retail and trade. Marketing is also similarity with selling something. Okay, very similar. The next is science. Scientists were one of the first groups to adopt computers as a work tool. In science, computers can be used for research, searching information with other specialists, both locally and internalization, as well as collecting, categorizing, analyzing, and storing data. Computers also play a vital role in launching, controlling, and maintaining spacecraft, as well as operating other advanced technologies. So yes, scientists, it says here, so scientists was the first group who adopt computers. So I'm not sure if I told you this before, but in my own research or in my own understanding before, women are the first who invented the computers, but the scientists were the first to adopt the computers as a working tool. So it's for them to easier to research the particular thing that they are researching for or they are working on. So it's faster for them to gather informations from using the computer. Well, it's not a totally computer like how it is right now, so it's a very simple but very functionable computer. And I don't know when hundreds days. Okay, so next, number 8 is publishing. Okay, computers can be used to design pretty much any type of publication. This might include new listers, marketing materials, fashion magazines, novel, or newspapers. Computers are used in the publishing of both hard copy and ebooks. They are also used to market publication and track sales. So publishing is more into those who like to write novels, stories, short stories, or anything interesting that entertains people that very well in words. So they use computer way more easier to type or to encode for them to publish their story. So I used to be a publisher before, but I stopped way back 2017. And then so it was a very easy way to encode, to come up with an idea of using the computer itself. So number 9, arts and entertainment. Computers are now used in visually very every branch of the arts, as well as in the wider entertainment industry. Computers can be used to create drawings, graphic designs, and entertainment industry. Computers can be used to create oh, as drawing graphic, yes, drawings, drawing graphic, and painting. They can also be used edit, copy, send, and print photographs. They can be used by writers to create and edit. They can be used to make record, edit, play, and listen to music. They can be used to capture, edit, and watch videos. They can be used for playing games. Okay, so yes, arts and entertainment. So for those who likes entertainment, especially kids, teenagers, let's say teenagers, okay, especially teenagers, they like playing online games, offline games in computer. It's for them to entertain well, and also not just entertaining, they can also learn something from the game. So it's a very entertaining. It makes the teenager enjoy using the computer because they are entertained from the game. And from artists, they used a computer to draw, to edit a picture, to edit, to capture some videos, edit, yeah, something like that. And also you can play some videos, play some music if you want. Yes, computer is good for entertainment and also for artists as well. Well, and also not only that, but also for programmers who are working in applications, which is especially from games. Well, I have not yet experienced, but I had been making an application before. So I have seen that if you have to make a game that is very entertaining, you have to draw the characteristic through the computer, and also you have to draw what's the power or how it works, okay, what's the character itself. So yes, it's very good for not just for fun, but also for programmers who are working on an app, which is especially for games, which is very hard to work on. And then number 10, communication. Computers have made real-time communication over the internet easy thanks to software and video conferencing services such as Skype. Families can connect with audio and video. Businesses can hold meetings between remote participants, and new organization can interview people without the need of the firm crew. Modern computers usually have microphones and webcams built in nowadays, and to facilitate software like Skype. Older communications technologies such as email are also still used widely. So yes, thanks to the computer gadgets, especially computers or laptops, make way more easier for us to communicate someone who is very far apart from us. We can use not just Skype, Facebook. We can just also use Viber, WeChat. We can use then I'm not sure from Tinder. Telegram rather, not Tinder. That's a dating app. Telegram. Then yes, there are so many kinds of apps that you can use in a computer to communicate people from other places or from other country as well. So yes, thanks to computer, it's very easy for us to keep in touch with our loved ones. And yeah, that's all for my part. Discussing from definition of computers to applications of ICT in our daily lives from number 10. So the next reporter will be discussing from 11 to 20 of the rest of this application of ICT in our daily lives. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening. So I hope you had understand something in this reporting. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, this is Rizalmi Alfarque and my topic is the another types of application of ICT in our daily lives. First, we have banking and finance. Most banking and finance take place online. Why? Because we can use computers to check our account balance, transfer money, or pay off credit cards, and it can improve processing speed. Next, we have transport. Road vehicles, trains, planes, and boats are increasingly automated with computers for being used to maintain safety and navigation system. It is also provide access to travel information, planning tools opportunities to share transport modes, and more. Next, we have navigation. Navigation is become increasingly computerized, especially since computer technology has been combined with GPS technology. Navigation is about the ability to store or present information and recall the locations of the objects in place or spaces, and often within a context of time. It is also about the tools and technique of getting from place to place. Next, we have working from home. It can help workers access necessary data, communicate, and share information without commuting to a traditional office. And with the help of internet access, it allows us to meet anytime with the help of any online apps. And next, we have military. Computers are used extensively by the military. They use computers for their training purposes, analyzing intelligence data, control smart technology, and more. Next, we have social and romance. Social media enables people to chat in text or audio in real time across large distance. By the use of any social media platforms, they can still connect with each other. Like for example, video call, exchange photos, and more. Next, we have booking vacations. Computers can be used by travelers. Why? Because it can help us to examine route options, buy plane tickets, and it can help us to book accommodation whether traditional hotels or through newer services. Next, we have security and surveillance. Computers are increasingly being combined with other technologies to monitor people and goods. It can protect confidential information from unauthorized use, modification, loss or release, monitoring and controlling access to confidential information, safe transmissions of data, and secure and disposal of data. Next, we have weather forecasting. Computers help us to monitor our weather forecast. Weather forecasting is to collect data. The data being collected could be coming from very remote locations that would be dangerous or expensive to travel there frequently. And last, we have robotics. It is an expanding area of technology. Why? Because it combines computers with science and engineering to produce machines that can either replace humans or do specific jobs that humans are unable to do. That would be all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Almar Siladra in our group. My task is to report the basic computing periods or ages. So there are 4 basic computing periods or ages. So let us tackle about the 4 basic computing periods or ages. First, you have the pre-mechanical age or period. So the pre-mechanical age is the earliest age of information technology. It can be defined as the time between 3000 BC and 1450 AD. We are talking about a long time ago. When humans first started communicating, they would try to use language or simple picture drawings known as petroglyphs, which were usually carved in rock. Early alphabets were developed such as the Phoenician alphabet. So, As you can see at the picture, that is known as the petroglyphs. As alphabets became more popular and more people were writing information down, pens and paper began to be developed. It started off as just marks with clay, but later paper was created out of papyrus plants. The most popular kind of paper made was probably by the Chinese, who made paper from rocks. Now that people were writing a lot of information down, they needed ways to keep it all in permanent storage. So this is where the first books and libraries are developed. You probably heard of Egyptian scrolls, which were popular ways of writing down information to save. Some groups of people were actually binding paper together into a book-like form. Also, during this period where the first numbering systems around 100 AD was when the first 1 to 9 system was created by people from India. However, it wasn't until 875 AD that the number 0 was invented. And yes, now that the numbers were created, people wanted stuff to do with them, so they created calculators. So what is calculator? A calculator was the very first sign of an information processor. The popular model of what that time was the abacus. So the next basic computing periods is the mechanical age. So the mechanical age is when we first start to see connections between our current technology and its ancestor. So the mechanical age can be defined as the time between 1450 and 1840. A lot of new technologies are developed in this era, as there is a large explosion in interest with this area. So technologies like the slide rule were invented. So Blaise Pascal invented the Pascaline, which was a very popular mechanical computer. So while Charles Babbage developed the difference engine, which tabulated polynomial equations using the method of finite differences. There were lots of different machines created during this era, and while we have not yet gotten to a machine that can do more than one type of calculation in one, like our modern day calculators, we are still learning about how all of our all-in-one machines started. Also, if you look at the size of the machines invented in this time compared to the power behind them, it seems absolutely ridiculous to understand why anybody would want to use them. But to the people living in the time, all of these inventions were huge. So the third basic computing periods is the electromechanical. So electromechanical, now we are finally getting close to some technologies that resemble our modern day technology. The electromechanical age can be defined as the time between 1840 and 1940. These are the beginnings of telecommunication. So the telegraph was created in the early 1800s. Morse code was created by Samuel Morse in 1835. The telephone was created by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. So the first radio developed by Guglielmo Marconi in 1894. All of these were extremely crucial emerging technologies that led to big advances in the information technology field. The first large-scale automatic digital computer in the United States was the Mark I, created by Harvard University around 1940. This computer was 8 feet high, 50 feet long, 2 feet wide, and weight of 5 tons huge. It was programmed using punch cards. How does your PC match up to this hunk of metal? It was from huge machines like this that people began to look at downsizing all the parts of the first, make them usable by businesses and eventually in your own home. So the last basic computing period is the electronic age. So the electronic age is what we currently live in. It can be defined as the time between 1940 and right now. The ENIAC was the first high-speed digital computer capable of being reprogrammed to solve a full range of computing problems. This computer was designed to be used by the US Army for artillery firing tables. So this machine was even bigger than the Mark I, taking up 680 square feet and weighing 30 tons huge. It mainly used vacuum tubes to do its calculations. So there are four main sections of digital computing. So the first was the era of vacuum tubes and punch cards like the ENIAC and Mark I. So rotating magnetic drums were used for internal storage. So the second generation replaced vacuum tubes with transistors. Punch cards were replaced with magnetic tape, and rotating magnetic drums were replaced by magnetic cores. Cores for internal storage. So also during this time, high-level programming languages were created, such as Fortran and COBOL. And the third generation replaced transistors with integrated circuits. Magnetic tape was used throughout all computers, and magnetic core turned into metal oxide. So metal oxide semiconductors. An actual operating system showed up around this time, along with the advanced programming language BASIC. So the fourth or the last generation is the latest generation, brought in CPUs or central processing units, which contain memory, logic, and control circuits all on a single chip. The personal computer was developed. The graphical user interface GUI was developed. So that is all for my report. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Kristen May Maano, and my topic is the generations of computer. The first generation, from 1946 to 1958. First generation computers relied on machine language, the lowest level programming language understood by computers to perform operations, and they could only solve one problem at a time. Input was based on punch cards and paper tape, and output was displayed on printouts. They were very expensive to operate, and in addition to using a great deal of electricity, generated a lot of heat, which was often the cause of malfunctions. The second generation. The second generation computers still relied on punch cards for input and printouts for output. One transistor replaced the equivalent of 40 vacuum tubes, allowing computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient, and more reliable. Still generated a great deal of heat that can damage the computer. So the first computers that stored their instructions in their memory, which moved from a magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. The third generation, the development of integrated circuit, was the hallmark of the third generations of computer. Transistors were miniaturized and placed on a silicon chips called semiconductors, which drastically increased the speed and efficiency of computer. It could carry out instructions in billionths of a second, much smaller and cheaper compared to the second generation computers. The fourth generation. The microprocessor brought the fourth generation of computers, as thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. As these small computers became more powerful, they could be linked together to work from formal networks, which eventually led to the development of the Internet. Fourth-generation computers also saw the development of GUIs, the mouse, and handheld devices. Lastly, we have the fifth generation, based on artificial intelligence (AI) still in development. The use of parallel processing and superconductors is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. The goal is to develop devices that respond to natural language and capable of learning and self-organization. These are some applications such as voice recognition are being used today.